by Printmaking. Today we're going to explore monoprinting. Mono means one, but with one idea we can make many prints. So let us begin. For today's session you're going to need a tray, some scissors, a decorating roller, some paints, some cardboard, paper, both good paper and rough paper like newspaper, and a carrier bag. Yes, a plastic carrier bag is great. And also, I forgot to mention, some leaves, some feathers, something that you can flatten that you can print with. Natural things are quite good. You can print with lots of things. It's just a matter of putting some ink on and pressing it down onto a surface. I'm going to show you how to print with a leaf. I've chosen a fern. You don't have to use a fern. You could use a feather. You could use some string. You can get quite a nice effect with a bit of string. All sorts of different objects are quite good to print with. So I'll show you this. I'm wearing some gloves as it is potentially messy, and I'm going to begin by preparing the paint or printing ink. So you can use acrylic or you can use oil paint for this. I'm using oil paint, but for this particular activity it really doesn't matter which one you use. Oil paint will take longer to dry, which gives it a slight advantage over acrylic, but acrylic is usually a bit easier to wash up, which certainly has its own advantage. So I'm just preparing this, and I'm preparing this by making sure that it's rolled nice and thinly. And then I'm going to take my ferns. I've got a few of them here. You don't have to use a fern, you could use a leaf. They're a little bit wild, a little bit irregular. The flatter they are, the better is for this, but ferns usually are quite good for printing with. Two. Now my ferns are ready. I'm going to take this cardboard contraption that I've made, is just brilliant for giving a nice surround to your paper. I'm using gloves and I'm just going to take them off while I handle the paper, and ideally you do this with completely clean hands. You want to handle your paper with completely clean hands. I'm lifting that up and it's going to give me a nice tidy border around the edge of my print, so no matter how inky it gets inside, there'll be a lovely finishing edge. So I'm going to put my gloves back on again. and I'm going to plop on, that's one fern, inky side down. That's 2. That's 3. You can probably be a little bit more artistic than this in the way you've arranged them, but this will do for starters, okay? And I'm going to take some rough paper. Newspaper will be absolutely fine for this. I'm putting it on top. See, I've already got ink everywhere. And I'm going to take my wooden spoon. Now, the wooden spoon is really rather good for printing. So I'm taking the wooden spoon, as you can see, and I'm putting my fingers in the bowl of the spoon. I've got 3 fingers in the bowl of the spoon. I've got quite small hands. You may find that two fingers is enough. So I'm holding it like that, like that. And the movements are circular. Working all over I can feel the leaves or ferns underneath the paper, so I know where they are. You don't have to use a spoon as an alternative to a spoon. You could actually use another decorating roller, but this time one without any ink on it. Okay, I think that'll be enough for now, so I'll take that off. I'll take that off, which actually has quite an interesting design on itself. You can always save that if you want to. And I'm going to take those off. And turn around. And we open it up. Here we have a couple of fern prints. Might do something else with that later. I'm just going to show you how to make one of these. It's really useful, and I need a smaller one anyway for smaller pictures that I'm going to do as well. So this is a large one, and I've made it out of a bit of cardboard box, some paper and some parcel tape, and that's pretty much it. But it is really useful. I'm going to use this old cereal packet to make a kind of mount which will keep your paper clean around the edges, and that's really good for finishing touches. There we go. So we have that. We have some parcel tape. We need to measure the card, which is just about, actually a little bit short, but it'll be fine. I've got a piece of thick card underneath, and I'm going to carefully pierce the paper, and then it's relatively easy for me to cut out from the inside. So now I'm going to introduce you to plastic bag, carrier bag monoprinting. Carrier bag's actually quite a useful surface to apply ink to and use for monoprinting, and I'm just going to show you how now. You need a carrier bag. Here's one that I've already started ripping up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out. You can usually get 2 surfaces or more depending on the size of the paper you're going to use. I'm going to cut a nice big square from one side of the carrier bag. You've got your sheet of carrier bag here. You can just put a pea-sized amount of ink in one corner here, but what I recommend the first time you do it is actually to put it in your tray, and the reason being that it makes sure that you don't put too much on. I'm using oil paint, and what I do is I take it from here and I roll it onto the carrier bag. I'm applying a thin but dense layer all over the carrier bag. I'm now going to use the carrier bag monoprinting method to create a landscape of the West End of Morecambe. Okay, so here I go. I have some black carrier bag, light blue, blue, and another colour. Oh, some paper, and put some paper going to begin with this light colour. Stick your picture down with some masking tape. That's your reference picture that you're going to be using. You can also stick this down as well if you want to. what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make some random marks. Little bit of pink just at the top, I think. That's one. And there's another from the same image. And there we have it, the start of the gallery. Now it's your turn.